Hello and welcome back to Princess Evangile. What? What do you mean? Well, I take gym class separately after all. Dancing is for men and women to do together, so I'm sure it'll be fine. If anyone objects, I'll have a word with them. Thanks. Well then, this will be my first time dancing with a boy. As she spoke, Ruriku-san's eyes came to focus on mine. I hope you will take my first, Masaya-san. I don't know about that phrasing. Me too. Masaya-san, you may dance with me if you like. Sure. I think it would be best to match the clumsy people together. That's a good point. I wouldn't want to have to feel self-conscious about stepping on her feet. Just try not to hurt me. It's practically my first time after all. Right. Although that's a weird way of putting it. This is quite a problem. She let out a deep sigh. What is? There is only one Masaya-san. We cannot all be your partner. Doesn't the dance last all night? But the matter of who you dance with first is of great importance. Ah. The three of them looked over at me, and I found myself momentarily at a loss for words. Well, I don't know about that. I think as long as we all take turns, it'll work out well enough. I won't be satisfied unless I'm first. Ah. You know how I hate to lose, right, Masaya? Ah. That's it. I just had a very fine idea. Was that a flash of? Goodness knows. An idea for the White Lily Society's theme. What is it? Just as Rai-san leaned forward, there was a knock at the door. Oh, come on. You're having this dance on May the 4th. How can you not have a Star Wars theme? Salutations. Ah, salutations. Red Rose Society piled in, with Mitsuki-san at the head. How can we help you? Ritsuko informed me that you were beginning your talks about the May Festival today, and I magnanimously decided to check on you. How exactly is that magnanimous? Mitsuki-san seemed to have recovered from her depression of the day before, and she was back to her usual self. Are you sure that you can afford to be rude to me? What are you talking about? Well, it's not usual for the two theme submissions to conflict with each other. When that happens, it's usually settled with a coin toss, right? And this year that will be unnecessary. We will concede to the White Lily Society. Right, Ritsuko? Yes, Mitsuki-sama, it's correct. Ritsuko-chan seemed momentarily flustered. It seemed like they hadn't discussed this beforehand. You know, Ritsuko-chan is the Red Rose's leader. What do you mean? You don't know, Rai-san. She looked around the room, triumphant smile on her lips. The White Lily Society's representatives have all quit. They have only 2 affiliates. 2? We have 3! Oh yes, there is Masaya-san. Apparently my existence was beneath her notice. By comparison, the Red Rose Society has 10 members. That's why I wanted to give you a handicap. I don't need your half-hearted charity. I want a fair fight, or else there's no point. Are you sure about that? There's a clear difference in our abilities. We have quality over quantity, right? Right. Though I felt a little embarrassed about being called that. But we have both quality and quantity. And with our leader, Bella Pine, we have found more people to help us. I was just about to introduce them. What? Right now? Well, they aren't representatives. Learning from your example, I've decided to take on affiliates. Now, Konomi, introduce yourself. Oh, she is so getting a really broad Scottish accent. As Mitsuki-san spoke, a petite girl stepped out from the back of the crowd. Konomi, but you're still in intermediary course. Yes, but they said I could join as an affiliate, so... No, I didn't mean to criticize you. I whispered to Ruriku-san. Intermediary students can't join the association? No. Oh, well, I'm a new affiliate of the Red Rose Society. Yes, Yanasi Comino. It's nice to meet you. Beginning in the intermediary course meant she was the youngest person there. Maybe that's why she was nervous. As she walked forward and introduced herself, Konami-chan kept her eyes focused downward. Never looked at us once. I need to resist the urge to pronounce it Konami, don't I? Given that they are spectacularly inept as a games company. That's right. I forgot that Ritsuko was your Wanasami, Konami. Ah, you mean they're sisters? No, it just means they're especially close. Ah. Of course that is part of it, but that's not the only reason. Oh, then what else? It's because of that turned into a serpent right there. Me? Red Rose Society members all snapped to attention. Apparently this was the first they'd heard of that title. Ritsuko-chan seemed to be the only one previously aware of it, and she placed a hand on her forehead and shook her head. We've heard the rumours even in intermediary. You entered a classroom while the girls were changing? Ah! Okay, that's not... The final and intermediary courses each had their own dorms, so maybe the truth behind it hadn't spread that far yet. I know what you're gonna say. That it was all a prank, right? Yeah. She kept her eyes pointed down the whole time she addressed me. Frankly, it was rather strange. I don't believe it. What? It's possible that you set the whole thing up yourself? So, hang on. You mean I used that girl's cell phone to send the email to myself? Yes? That doesn't seem likely. Do you have any proof? Well, no, but... I knew it! Knew what, I wondered? That's why I chose to join the Red Rose Society. Okay, why? I'm still not sure how this connects to me. It's to protect my Wanasama! You mean Ritsuko-chan? Do not address her as Chan! The impudence! So... You don't use honorifics for underclassmen. That's the rule of Venice's. That was true, but... Well, frankly, that felt even ruder to me. My Wanasama is a beautiful woman, and to turn into a serpent like you, might try and get your claws into her. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, you'll not come within 3 meters of my Wanasama. And if you ever break that rule, I'll cleave you in half. I definitely made the right choice making her Scottish, didn't I? That's quite a threat. 3 meters. But he's that close right now. Oh, Konami, please. That's enough. But Wanasama, the rule is innocent until proven guilty. You cannot punish someone on suspicion alone. It is guilt that requires evidence, not innocence, right? Even so, he's a man. Men are filthy beasts. Konami-chan seemed to be a real man-hater. So he's dangerous no matter what else you say. Do you hear me? If you ever come near my Wanasama, I'll cut you in half with my Ningata. Naginata? Okay, that's got to be Naginata. I'm assuming that's some sort of Japanese sword. As I say, my sword knowledge is primarily European. Yo, if she'd said Mezza, I know exactly how to pronounce that. I love the German Mezza. It's such a great weapon purely because it's blatantly a sword. But because peasants of the era weren't allowed to own swords, technically it's a large knife. And when I say large, I'm talking, well, I'm making hand gestures that you can't see at the moment, but yeah, it's about 2.5 foot blade, something like that. It's great. Konami is in the ninja. Naginata? Yeah, let's go with Naginata. Naginata? I'm gonna have to guess Naginata. Konami is in the Naginata Club. Oh, you're president this year, aren't you? Yes? Wow. Despite her petite size, it appeared she was quite the combatant. Plus she had a hot temper, which meant I better get any misunderstandings out of the way right now. Why do I always yawn when I record these things? This is the problem with doing these things first thing in the morning. Well, I say first thing. I've been up for about 2 hours, but it's still 8 o'clock. So. Anyway. Konomi-chan. What did you say? Don't call me Konomi-chan, it's just Konomi! Right. Konomi. That really seems like it should make a matter. Konomi-chan was red to the ears, trembling like a chihuahua. Oh, come on. Chihuahua? Yeah, forget it. But she still waited patiently to hear me out. I do have proof. What? It seemed like someone so passionate would respond better to emotion than logic. Please, just look me in the eyes. In the eyes? Do these look like the eyes of someone who's lying? What are you talking about? Konomi-chan met my gaze for the first time. And then the next moment, her face turned as red as a boiled lobster. Ah! Huh? She shrieked, causing me and the rest of the room to jump in fright. Don't look at me! Huh? Oh, sweet merciful Jesus. Are you kidding me? Is how... Okay. Either she's really young, or the state of sex education in this school is pathetic. I'll get pregnant! If a man looks at you too much, it makes a baby inside you! And with that, Konomi-chan ran from the room at tremendous speed. Is that true? I seriously doubt it. What do you mean you doubt it? The correct answer is no, of course not, you idiots. Jesus Christ, are these people stupid. I really am sorry about all of this. Ritsuko-chan bowed deeply. Konami is rather deeply prejudiced in certain ways. I can see that. She seems like rather a strange girl. Ritsuko, you sure do know how to attract them. But she isn't a bad person. Of course. I didn't say that she was. Well, that was a curious method of departure, but Mitsuko-san spoke, trying to take control of the situation once again. Anyway, as you can see, the Red Rose Society has another influential title bearer joining its ranks, and the gap between us has opened even wider. What's her title? Mignon Poupée. It means darling doll. Well, she's pretty cute. That really is all men think about. Ah ha 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 ha. I couldn't deny it, which made me feel worse. Seriously? What? Okay, why are all these games convinced that men only think about sex? Granted, men think about sex. So do women. It's not... I really hate gender stereotyping. I don't care if we're gender stereotyping women or if we're gender stereotyping men. Both piss me the hell off. It's probably because I hate stereotyping in general. Well, anyway, the introduction of Mignon Poupée is complete. So we will take our leave now. Ah, and I mentioned it before, but Rai-san, don't forget, we won't require a coin toss for the May Festival. And I told you I wanted a fair fight. Yes, yes. Mitsuki-san and the others filed out, but Ritsuko-chan remained behind. Konami is our official affiliate now, so I'm sure she'll cause trouble for you in the future. Please try to be generous with her. Right. She bowed to us and then left the room. Ritsuko-chan is really put together. She really is. As expected of Bellepine, she has both beauty and intelligence. Yeah, really. While the three of us stood in awe of Ritsuko-chan, Rai-san had a new fire lit inside her. I am not going to lose to her. I'm going to spend all day thinking of ideas. We have very little time left and today's session is over. Goodbye. Ah. Rai-san marched from the room, looking rather irritable. I may have some ideas by tomorrow myself, and we are 30 minutes over schedule. Okay, I guess we should head off too then. Yeah. Seriously though, what the hell is the state of sexual education in this school if she thinks that? Given that... Put it this way. we had a basic working knowledge of the purely biological stuff given to us in year 7, which is about the age of 12 or 13. Now, I'll be honest, if you're getting sent off to boarding school before you're 13, before you're 12 or 13, your parents kind of suck. I mean, I'm not a fan of boarding schools as a general idea, as a principle generally, but... yeah. It was the next day. Well, let's begin at once. Rysan placed her hands on the table and I leaned forward. What do you think about bringing in a professional dancer to act as a special judge? Grade the dancing? Yes! I wonder if they'd like that. Besides, calling it a pro seems like it would go a little beyond theme. That is true. Rysan's shoulders slumped in disappointment. I suppose I'm so frustrated about yesterday, I can't get competition out of my head. But you are right that people might not be happy about it. I don't have the budget to hire someone. I don't know what to do. I want to do something to make the White Lily Society's presence known, but... I do have one idea, if I may. Oh yes, you did mention yesterday that you had an idea. Let's hear it. Well, it was Masaya-san that made me realise it. Me? Yesterday, we all fought to see which of us would dance with you first. I was not fighting over Masaya. Yes, that's right. I would never do something so unbecoming. Oh, I see. Then I suppose I will take the first dance. Absolutely not! The two pressed in, making even the usually placid Riko-san nervous. I still don't think that the order matters. To be honest, I'd feel more regret if I had to choose one of them. Maybe that made me unfaithful. Anyway, as much fun as it is to watch secret feuds, what do you think of turning who dances with whom into a game of sorts? Oh, that's a good idea. A game? Easter eggs. I've heard that word in class before. Easter is the celebration of the resurrection. Yeah, and can I just point out that it's also a pagan festival? I mean, this is one of my favourite things. People love to talk about how Easter is the anniversary of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ on the cross. Guys, it changes based on phases of the moon. I mean, you can debate endlessly over whether Christmas is a nicked pagan festival. It is. But Easter is definitely a nicked pagan festival. Now, whether or not you want to say it commemorates an actual event in your religion, that's fine. But can you admit that early Christians just, nicked a pagan festival, and just effectively slapped their own religion over it? That's where the bunny stuff comes from. That's where the egg stuff comes from. They're fertility symbols. Sorry, I don't know what it is. I just love pointing out inconsistencies and stuff, and religious inconsistencies tend to be really inconsistent. You mean when Jesus came back to life after 3 days, right? Yes. Chio wasn't a Christian, but having been at the school for a year now, she had learned quite a bit about it. It's already passed for this year, but we needn't be so strict about it, in my opinion. Yeah, that's true, but... Rysan knitted her brows. Easter eggs. I feel like that could cause a conflict. Are you worried about what she said yesterday? Yes! But that's no problem. She said she'd concede to you after all. Ah, but... Just let it go. I've had to deal with that sort of thing since I first came to Venice's. You're right. Rysan's expression relaxed slightly. At any rate, now is not the time to be stubborn. Well then, we'll go with Easter eggs. Is that acceptable to all? Yeah. Then the system we will use for the Soirée de Tanse will be to put the names inside of Easter eggs and hide them. Correct. I'm sure the Masaya-san's presence will change a few things this year. Oh, no, I don't think that's the case. But what do you mean hide them? The Easter egg custom is to place candy inside of eggs and have people search for them. This time, instead of candy, we will write the attendants' names inside of each. Then that person will dance with whoever finds their egg. How does that sound? I like it. Sounds fun. Okay, we'll decide on specific rules tomorrow. We'll also need a name. What would be appropriate? Well, the truth is, I thought of that too. What do you think of woo with oof? A pun? It does have a nice sound to it. Okay, the White Lily Society's proposal for the May Festival shall be woo with oof. And it's decided. Okay, yeah, maybe it's just that I don't understand French at all, but was that a pun? No idea. What chapter number are we up to now? Chapter 5. Oh, sweet merciful God, I think there's about 24 or 25 of them. This is going to be a long Let's Play series, people. Right, San. Looks like approval for Woo with Oof is on the rise. I see. Thank goodness, that's truly a relief. When you compared support for the White Lily and Red Rose Societies, it was clear that our side was on the losing end. And the May Festival was the first event of the year. Rai-san was probably counting on it to turn things around. I thought it was a pretty good idea myself. Who dances with who is a matter of peak interest every year, after all. Rai-san had asked the news club to handle the approval rating surveys. Maruko-san deserves all the credit. By the way, what were you two looking at? The results of Masaya-san's weekly approval survey. How was it? Well, I guess your expression says it all. It's not good. She handed the paper over to Tami-san, slumped over, and turned her eyes to the ceiling. Even though Masaya-san was the victim in all that, looks like people didn't understand. Oh, you're right. It was up last week, but now it's down quite a bit. Well, what can you do? If you like my personal opinion, even I have some suspicions that he set that up himself. I see. It looked like it wasn't just Konomi-chan's opinion after all. I mean, for a boy, the whole thing would be like hitting the jackpot. What is this? Okay. I noticed this in the Sakura series as well. Why is it assumed that blokes would really enjoy accidentally walking in on a bunch of women while they were changing? We do have this little thing called shame, you know. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm British and I have an especially strong shame response, but let's face it. I am very embarrassed by sex. I'm embarrassed about it while I'm having it, and that's not even an exaggeration. So, yeah, I can pretty much say, if I did that, by accident, I would probably do something very... Yeah, I would probably go, oh, Jesus, then go away, and then, you know, be very, very ashamed for a very long time, even though it was an accident. Ah. Sorry, the shame response is a thing. I mean, hitting the jackpot. What's that supposed to mean? Well, we all know that boys are pervs. He's got urges to satisfy, you know. Plus, Bijou Blue is in Class 2B. Even though she doesn't have a title, Chio-san's quite the looker too. You were happy to see it, weren't you? No, I was not. That's not actually the line of dialogue, but oh, for God's sake, could you stop showing it? It's getting annoying now. Well, I couldn't deny that it was a feast for the eyes. See, he's remembering it. Oh, Masaya-san, you goon. Ow! Oh, what am I doing? She pulled her hand away, looking a bit panicked. Oh dear, oh, it's turned pink. Oh, I'm so sorry, Masaya-san. No, it's okay. It's so strange. I've never treated anyone this way before. Rai-san rose from her seat, head cocked, and walked away. Oh dear, looks like Rai-san's in a muddle too. In a muddle? Over what? You're a breath of fresh air here at Venice's. Of course it was Rai-san who brought you here, but anyone who breathes in that air will find themselves changing, even solely to coal. Okay, and another point that I want to ask. Yeah, hang on, let me figure out the best way to phrase this. They're acting like the presence of a guy is a serious threat because he's going to be a corrupting influence on them. Because, obviously, men only care about sex. Quick question. Has there never been any lesbians at this school? Let's face it, statistically speaking, a percentage of the female population are gay, or at the very, or potentially bisexual. So it's logical to assume that some of them would be attracted to each other. it happens? Is that just something that they have had, you're religious, so therefore it's a sin and it's, you can't even think about it? Or is it just something that they just don't talk about? Because logically, it would happen. Or is that meant to be just one of those nudge nudge wink wink we don't talk about it things? Venice's had its own private intranet, and after class I took a laptop down to the courtyard to check the White Lily Society homepage. You still haven't seen it? There should be computers in the recreation room. Well, I wasn't sure if it was okay to use them. That's a strange reason. The rules state that they are free for anyone to use. Of course, if someone else is waiting, we expect you to be willing to share. Yeah, but well, I figure it's sort of better if I stay in my room as much as possible. That sounds like a good idea to me. As usual, Konomi-chan wouldn't look at me as she spoke. And as usual, she was unnecessarily forceful, but, well, that part of it was strangely cute. As one of the Fili Divinis, I don't wish to be driven mad from looking to the face of a man. That's about what I was thinking. Well, while you shouldn't be making personal visits, you can go to the recreation room, can't you? You have to try and socialise more assertively. She's right, and you talk to people in school after all. No, it's safer in school. There are other people there, and the teachers too. But in the dorm there are private rooms and beds and... Ah! What are you talking about? I'm sorry, she's talking nonsense again. But Wanasama, why are you apologising? Because you're talking nonsense. How could you? I'm only thinking of you. How so? You two make a fine pair. Thank you. I think I'm perfectly compatible with Wanasama too. That's the first time I've ever seen Konomi-chan smile. What? Don't look at me! Okay. Rai-san peeked at the laptop screen from beside me. Everyone on the message board seems excited. That's good to see. The White Lily Society's homepage was Rancine de Lis, Lily Bulb apparently, and it was full of information on the upcoming May Festival. People were writing reactions to it on the message boards. It was a very interesting idea. There wasn't a lot of interest in Ritsuko-chan's voice, but, well, Rai-san smiled graciously. Yes, it is. It was Ryuko-chan's idea, after all. Sorry, Ryuko-san. I can't hang in this title malarkey. But I feel a little unhappy. Oh? Why is that? I intend to protect Wanasama from receiving invitations to dance. That's my mission. But under these rules... I'm sorry, protect her from invitations to dance. Are you mental? Why not just let her dance? I couldn't. There are numerous villains who seek to take her. You are crazy. You are completely insane. Good to know. Villains. Oh, really? Wanasama's a popular person. Even among intermediary students she has many fans. Well, that is true, I suppose. To protect her from those people, I will dance with her. That was my philosophy last year, but this year's Easter egg hunt is likely to force me into yielding Wanasama to others, and... Ugh. That would be a relief, as far as I'm concerned. Naomi, you're always stepping on my feet. I'm sorry. I know. You should tell me where you're hiding them first. I cannot do that. Why not? Because the rules state that that sort of thing is not allowed. Well, that's true, yes. There's no point if it's not a fair fight. For a game to be any fun, everyone needs to play fair. Though the three of them expressed it in, well, slightly different ways, the principle was the same for each. Anyway, the Solari Detente lasts all night, so I'm sure you can dance with your favourites all you want. But that's true. So Wanasama. Although personally I was thinking of leaving a little bit early. Oh no! I just get so sleepy, that's all. You really are a good combination. By the way, what was the Red Rose's idea? I've been so concerned with her aunt that I've forgotten. No, ours is tea in the rose garden. We'll be preparing a number of sweets. Please come by. Yes, I believe I will. Well, I suppose that's a reasonable point to end this part. Sorry about me going off on weird, random... Well, they weren't that random, but sorry about going off on all those tangents in the middle of this episode. It's just... Oh god, this game's attitude is starting to narc me. Right. I will say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.